Joining us here to offer an insight on the good common sense of supporting personal creative networks to grow a community and help one's own practice thrive. Thank you, Eva.
Hi everyone, thank you very much. So my name is Eva L. Elasigue. I am a touring science fiction fantasy author and sometimes poet. I've circulated some broadsheets through the Seattle community. And I do a variety of other creative pursuits because that keeps my creative spark alive. And I'm going to start off by sharing a little bit of something that comes out of this trilogy, setting the scene. There's an undercover princess meeting very important people who she discovers have some perspectives on a recent change in the world through action. And she's in disguise, but they're all sort of ciphering together and sharing what they've learned as they move forward. And these different rhymes come from all different people, so it's like people just kind of passing the mic between them on the street. As I was thinking about it, I started to realize that I needed to believe what was in front of my own eyes, that the things I didn't know were what was weighing me down, that I needed to grow if I wanted to stick around. People can't always face it when they did something wrong. Facing mistakes to fix them means you have to be strong. Surrendering to the truth doesn't mean playing along. Sometimes people are people, even when we think they're not. Gotta get over ourselves, in case we forgot. It's up to us. We could have a little or a lot. We can give the respect we deserve and deserve the respect we got. And so, I'm going to give a little bit more at the end. Part of what I do in my life as I decided to dedicate myself to creativity was I felt strongly that I wanted to be a credit to my craft. I want to be a credit to my community. I want to help other people rise with me. And I knew for sure that that was the way I had to do it. And so I began to link with others who were making things. And this opened up my whole world. And this idea of rising together. And so it reminded me of some of the things I learned in permaculture, which was something I kind of discovered while working with the earth through my long dark night of the soul. And there are some interesting principles in permaculture that kind of apply to the creative community. Things like redundancy of function. Like you don't just have to know one writer. You don't just have to know one artist. We can have more than one. It takes a lot of authors to fill a bookshelf, and a big full bookshelf is a beautiful thing, I love seeing the kind of thoughts that people think. And so we can kind of begin to foster creative communities through that sense of there doesn't have to be only one of each kind of thing. I was pulling weeds from a row and thinking that I felt like some of these plants would like the company of each other sometimes, and I started to look it up, and I found out about companion planting and companion synergy, and that sometimes maybe we don't just need a community of the one type of thing we are. Maybe we might grow better when we're linked with different kinds of thriving practices. I would sometimes just reach out to collaborate for no other reason than I like what someone was doing, and I trust that maybe that would have something to do with what I was doing. And in a lot of cases that was true. The cover of my books for this trilogy, I licensed these paintings from a Seattle painter who's gone full time and gone wide and grown up so many murals, like that. On my own circuit, on the other side of the country, someone came up to me, as one of his TikTok fans. And it's just like, it felt really good that over the years, like we were both, hitting the other coast. So it's that kind of, companion synergy. And when we think other permaculture, don't roll uphill. It's one of those common sense things that's thrown into permaculture. Like it's more efficient to roll things downhill than uphill. Sometimes it's better for the body to carry things close to the body than to carry them far from the body. When we reach out for our creative network, it's amazing to be able to grow globally, but we also can reach out to the nearest person. And right now, I think I wanted to bring us this moment where we can recognize a celebrity in the room, because I started to think I want to pay attention to the creators I know in my life as though they are the celebrities. They're not lower priority, they're my celebrities. What they're creating is really important to me, and I'm really excited about them. So if you can think of someone in this room who's created something that's inspired you, or who is doing something that you'd love to tell other people about, we all know someone, and if you think you don't know anyone, you can go ahead and point at me, but right now I'd like us to just sort of open up our awareness and go ahead and point at someone who is your celebrity. There's somebody in here. and just look and see where all these fingers are going. Like, we're all doing things, and this is our network right now. Like, this is where pointing is a manner of connecting and not projecting. So I'm glad we could all see that. And I'm just going to wrap up with the last couple stanzas here of that cipher. I did what I did for a world I can live in. Loving this life means that I can't just give in. We don't need these poisons. We gotta make better choices. And what if this is all I could do? With more than anyone else, could I do enough for you? Do I live up to my name? Did I change this game for the people who needed it changed? Will tomorrow still come now that it's been rearranged? Will I know, if I get old, that I chose the right way? Either way, it's me that's here today.
Woo! Wow, thank you so much. Give it up for Eva for bringing us into that reflection of how, in cultivating